Arab waiter humiliated in a luxury hotel. The guests froze when they learned who the real owner was. In one of the most luxurious hotels in New York, a young Arab waiter carried trays of sparkling drinks to a group of wealthy guests. His uniform was crisp, his smile polite, but instead of respect, he was met with disdain. One man sneered, "A waiter, that's all you'll ever be. People like you don't belong here." Laughter followed, sharp and humiliating. The young man lowered his gaze, swallowed the insult, and continued serving, his heart heavy, but his resolve unshaken. What no one realized was that the man they mocked wasn't just a waiter. He was silently learning, building, and waiting. Years later, those same guests would walk into a glittering ballroom, shocked to discover that the very man they had humiliated now stood at the podium as the owner of the entire hotel. Before we continue this story, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to subscribe now. Don't forget to hit the like button and press the bell icon so you never miss our new stories. Khalid Al-Mansoor grew up in Jordan, the son of a schoolteacher and a shopkeeper. Life was simple and money was scarce, but his parents instilled in him the value of dignity, education, and perseverance. When Khalid immigrated to the US, he dreamed of success. But as many immigrants discover, dreams often collide with harsh realities. His accent made him a target. His Arab name invited suspicious stares, and his job applications were often ignored. Finally, he took a job as a hotel waiter, not out of choice, but survival. The luxury hotel where he worked was a hub for politicians, celebrities, and billionaires. Khalid moved silently between tables, memorizing orders, cleaning spills, and enduring whispers behind his back. Some guests were kind, but many weren't. "Can you even understand English?" one woman snapped once. Another man openly mocked his accent, mimicking him as others laughed. Each insult stung, but Khalid never responded. Instead, he listened and observed. Before we continue this story, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to subscribe now. Don't forget to hit the like button and press the bell icon so you never miss our new stories. He studied how managers spoke, how investors negotiated, and how hotel operations worked behind the scenes. He realized that this job wasn't just humiliation, it was education. Khalid worked double shifts, sometimes barely sleeping, and saved every penny. But instead of wasting his income, he invested it, first in night classes, then in business books, and later in real estate. Years passed, and while other waiters complained about long hours, Khalid quietly built his future. He bought a small apartment, then rented it out. With the profit, he bought another. Slowly, he entered the world of property investment. Still, the insults didn't stop. At the hotel, some wealthy guests treated him like furniture. One particular evening, a group of businessmen made jokes about Arabs being only good for oil money or labor. Khalid clenched his jaw but stayed silent, pouring their wine with dignity. What they didn't know was that Khalid was already working on a project that would change everything. Buying his own hotel. Through smart partnerships and relentless hard work, Khalid acquired his first small motel on the outskirts of New Jersey. It wasn't glamorous, but it was his. He poured his soul into improving it, and soon it was turning profits. That was only the beginning. He reinvested, scaled up, and within a decade, Khalid had built a chain of mid-sized hotels across the East Coast. But he wasn't satisfied. He wanted more, and one day, fate gave him the ultimate opportunity. The very luxury hotel where he had once been mocked as a waiter went up for sale. Khalid bid against seasoned investors, leveraging his growing empire and his unshakable determination. And against all odds, he won. The night of the grand reopening arrived. The once familiar ballroom sparkled with chandeliers, polished marble, and golden decor. Reporters filled the room, guests sipped champagne, and everyone waited to see the New face behind the hotel's rebirth. Khalid Al-Mansoor stepped onto the stage, dressed in an elegant suit. Cameras flashed as he delivered his speech. But what truly shook the room wasn't his polished English or his confident smile. It was recognition. Among the guests sat several of the same wealthy men who had mocked him years earlier. Their laughter had once reduced him to silence. Now their faces turned pale as they realized the truth. The waiter they humiliated was the new owner. The applause thundered through the ballroom. Khalid's name was etched into the city's skyline, not as a servant, but as a visionary. Khalid's empire grew into one of the most respected hospitality brands in America. He employed thousands of people, many of them immigrants like himself. He set fair wages, provided scholarships, and created mentorship programs for hotel staff. The Arab community celebrated him as a role model, and his story spread across news channels as an immigrant success story. But Khalid never forgot the humiliation he endured. Instead of bitterness, he used it as fuel. In interviews, he often said, "Respect is the foundation of success. If you treat people with dignity, they'll rise higher than you ever imagined." His journey carried a universal message. Never judge someone by their uniform, their accent, or their beginnings. Because the person serving you today may one day own the world you live in.